Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the show. We are here today with our first house call of the weekend, episode 1744 of the Cabral Concept. We call these our Cabral house calls, each and every weekend being able to speak with you about the community's questions. Maybe you've written in, maybe friends of yours or someone in our global health community has a question about wellness, weight loss, or anti-aging, and it's my job to do my very best to be able to give you a place to get started, a lab to use, a protocol to look at, or some type of information that you may be missing and that you want to take a look at. So we don't diagnose disease here, where we're not providing medical-based advice. Only your PCP is able to do that. What we do is we look at the underlying root causes, the true imbalances that are keeping you from being well. So let's take a look now at our questions that have come in over the past couple of weeks. The questions today that we're starting at lead off on October 6th. So if you asked your question before October 6th, it has already been answered on a previous house call, and that will be at stephencabral.com/podcasts, and you can find all of the house calls there. If you'd like to read along with today's questions, feel free to head on over to stephencabral.com/1744 for all of today's questions. All right, so let's get started. Korindi is up, and her question is, my 15-year-old daughter who has Down syndrome was recently diagnosed with Hashimotos Encephalitis. She has had some major mental behavior changes. Before the world shut down, she was happy but high-functioning freshman and was even on the cheer squad. I have fought hard for a diagnosis, knowing this was not Down syndrome related and something more was going on. Is there one test that you could recommend more than the other to order for her? Also, what supplements are best to lower the inflammation on her brain? I have an appointment for an endocrinologist and a rheumatologist. Is there anything else you'd recommend? I need my daughter back. Thank you in advance, Korindi, a current student of IHP. Well, Korindi, I'm happy to help. Thank you for writing in. And of course, we want to help your daughter get well. So let's take a look first and foremost. So when we're looking at inflammation and we're looking at some type of infection, whether it be body or brain, we want to look at where might not be the body be, where may the body might not be its strongest. That's what we're really looking at. So why is the immune system maybe not doing as good of a job as it could? So, first and foremost, again, we can't give you treatment protocols, right? Like, we're not treating a disease. That's not what we can do in this podcast. Neither can any health coach or any doctor really, except a medical-based doctor, right? So in natural health, what we do is we look for underlying, again, root causes. So my advice to you is this. First and foremost, like, let's say this is my daughter. I want to look at where the body might already be kind of full, right? Where that rain barrel may already be full. She's 15 years old. So we want to look, what is her daily diet? And if it's pretty good and you're an IHP, it very well may be, then great. So you're already getting in your 7 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables. You're getting enough cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, etc., with all that sulfur, right, to help detox the body. That's important. Exercise, although we can't do too much right now because we don't want to overinflame the body. Maybe a little bit of sauna we can start to get into. But we also want to look, as you just said, for specifics we can do to maybe help keep a healthy level of inflammation and immunity. So first things first, if she's not doing the daily foundational protocol level 2 or level 3, I would do that. Always level 3 if you can, to be honest with you. And then the immunity protocol. So that's the first place to start. And then you'll want to run actually blood work with your PCP, and I'm sure you already have, but you want to look at white blood cell count. You're going to want to look at your complete blood count to make sure that the oxygen's getting where it should, that there's normal levels of iron. Like, you want to look at the actual homeostatic influences on the body. And then, of course, I would run the starter kit, right? So if you can't, the big 5 is always the best labs to run. Those are the 5 that we look at in our practice. That's what we like to run first. Now, if you can't run all 5, run the starter kit. That's your Candida metabolic vitamins that test all your vitamin levels, your gut function, and then the minerals and metals test the minerals in your body, and it also tests for heavy metals. So that's what I would do. I would at least run that really very straightforward, and that's what I recommend. All right, Paula's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I'm a level 2 student, and I'm really enjoying all the material in IHP. I travel to Brazil quite often because my family lives over there, and I'm getting a bit concerned about getting infected with parasites or H. pylori. I have a few questions that I hope you don't mind answering. When eating out over there, I'm pretty sure they make ice out of tap water and not mineral water. How should I be worried, or does the freezing process kill parasites, H. pylori? How would I know if I get infected with H. pylori parasites? Would I experience some sort of diarrhea, stomach pain, or not necessarily? 3, any tips to reduce my risk of getting infected? Any supplements? Thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Paula. Again, we're giving all of these, again, not from medical treatment-based protocols, because parasites are, and so is H. pylori. But what I can tell you is this, and I've done actually podcasts on this topic before, so I always want you to go to stevencabral.com/podcasts, and then just type in pylori, Pylori. You'll find shows I've done on H. pylori. I had H. pylori myself multiple times. My youngest daughter also had H. pylori, and luckily, both of us are now H. pylori free using natural-based health modalities. So H. pylori, really, as well as parasites, easiest way to get one is from the water. That's the truth, tap water, or just untreated water. And then also because you can get it from a salad bar, to be honest with you. And then also from undercooked meat or fish. So the truth is that some forms of parasites, it will immediately give you diarrhea. There's no doubt about that. But others, they don't, right? They really don't. They show other symptoms such as night sweats, teeth grinding, adult acne, anal itching, bloating. There's all sorts of other symptoms. So here's what I do. And by the way, ice, to my knowledge, everywhere is just made from tap water. I mean, nobody uses expensive water. If you know a brand, fantastic, you should go for that. But most people just use regular old tap water. So it's going to contain chlorine and maybe fluoride and all sorts of other things. So it's something to keep in mind. You can just make your own ice with your own water filter at home, your own ice cube tray. Very, very simple if you'd like to do that. Okay, so what I did when I went overseas to really try to not get parasites and not get H. pylori is to make sure I always drank bottled water. That was a big thing. Or I brought my own treatment-based things. I've spoken about that before. Of course, I don't recommend putting chlorine in water. But when I was overseas and I didn't know what I was going to get, I'd rather deal with a little bit of chlorine in my water and let it just kind of vaporize out, keep a top off of it, or bring iodine-based drops. But again, can't give you treatment protocols. I'm just saying there's a couple things to be able to do. I also used HCl, which is hydrochloride. So basically HCl and pepsin with each meal. And that would create more acidity in my stomach and hopefully kill more of the parasites that might be in my stomach, because your own acid in your stomach should kill parasites as well. Freezing doesn't kill all parasites. It really doesn't. It won't kill trichinosis and pork and bear meat and stuff like that. And I don't know on H. pylori, to be honest with you. Parasites definitely. And don't eat undercooked meats. So I just was really careful about eating meat. I wouldn't eat it undercooked in a lot of other countries. And I was careful about the tap water. I took digestive enzymes. I took betaine, HCl, and pepsin. And that's what I personally did. And you can, of course, also be using the parasite protocol right when you go over there. You can just take it prophylactically if you'd like while you're over there. So hopefully that helps. Mo's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. Hope all is well. Today I have a question about my father's blood work. His monocytes came back at 0.4, eosinophils at 0.2, basophils at 0, neutrophils 2.2, lymphocytes, and so on. He's 56. He did the 21-day detox, heavy metal detox, intestinal cleanse 2 times, is finishing up the CBO protocol right now. He will also be doing the mold protocol soon after. He's taking all the Equilife brand, Adrenal Soothe at night, and Adrenal Energy in the morning. Omega-3s, D3, full spectrum magnesium, balanced zinc, full spectrum C. He's slowly coming off hormone therapy, so he'll be taking natural supplements to boost his testosterone levels, his test levels. His diet is exactly what you recommend. He's lost 20 kilograms, which is amazing. That's like 45 pounds since starting these protocols. He had a terrible diet before, and he feels good. Also, his potassium level is 5.3. I'm just hoping for some insight as to whether these numbers are okay, being this high or low, and if you should do anything about it. Thank you so much. As always, you're the best. Mo, you're the best. Thank you. Appreciate it. I can't give you basically individualized lab work. Honestly, it's not ethical of me to do so. You really want to work with a practitioner, an integrative health practitioner, or one of our coaches at Equalife to be able to help you with that. Because I don't know your father's whole, history. Like, I could look at these numbers right now that you gave me for his different white blood cells and all these different things like eosinophils and basophils. Well, they look good, they do, but I don't know. Again, because I don't know where he was before. I don't know if this is a shut down immune system. I just don't know. So if you said, okay, here's his omega-3s, he's a 13.1 omega-6 to a 1 omega-3, of course I could say, well, yes, he needs more omega-3s. There's no doubt about that. In my opinion, his potassium level's a little high. It could be from muscle loss if he's not doing any resistance exercise and he's losing a lot of weight. So there could be tissue breakdown for sure. There could be some stress in the body. So I wish I could give you more insight, but I just gave you some about the potassium. He sounds like he's doing great. Have him read the Rain Barrel Effect if he already hasn't. Have him start 2 days a week of some strength training. I believe you said, how old is he? He's 56, yeah. So important that really over the age of, let's say 35, 36 at the latest, you need to be doing strength training twice a week, especially if you're losing weight, especially if you're doing intermittent fasting. I'll be doing podcasts on that because they're showing people that are doing more than 12 hours of intermittent fasting a day and they're not getting enough protein and they're not doing any resistance training. They're losing muscle. It's not good, okay? Again, that's why we preach about this. It's the de-stress protocol, okay? Thanks, Mo. Anonymous is up next. Hi, Dr. Brawl. I'm in my middle 20s and I have a goal in mind to become a functional medicine doctor. I live in Europe, so my only option is going for the MD degree. I need your help with the details to put my mind at ease. How does it work with residency if you already know you want to practice functional medicine, integrative medicine? First, it will be 5 to 6 years in medical school, but what happens after that? Could I study functional medicine after that and then open my practice, or should I pick up a conventional residency first? And which one is most in line with functional medicine? Sorry if the question isn't that clear, but I hope you get it to the point. You could answer the question in the way that you would if you were in my shoes. How would you be doing if you knew all what you know today, which is a lot, LOL. I hope that you, your team, and your family have a wonderful day. God bless you. Thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate you writing in. And I'm happy to answer this question. I'm going to take a little sip of tea here for a second. I've gotten on my tea kick. Most of you know that I'm not really a tea drinker. I would love to drink coffee all day long. I love the taste of coffee, but I just have my 1 cup in the morning. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I get to look forward to it the next day. But now that it's getting towards winter time, or it feels like winter right now in New England, in the Northeast, getting into more of my hibiscus teas and ginger teas and all those herbal teas. But let's answer your question. Okay, so here's the thing. You're going to go to medical school. In the US, it's 4 years. Then you do your residency. In Europe, sometimes it's 5-6 years as well. In the UK, you go to medical school, you become a junior doctor, you do residency, and then you become a regular doctor. You're looking at somewhere around a 6 to 8 year process, more if you're going into surgery, of course. I'm not an expert on medical, on MDs, because I'm not an MD, right? But I have so many colleagues that are MDs. I'm in a field that has a great mix of MDs, nurse practitioners, naturopath doctors, so many people, right? I mean, it's DCs, or chiropractors, DOs, you name it, and it's a great field. So this is how I answer this question. And you can practice as an MD in the US as well if you take the boards for the US. So it's not like you can't practice anywhere. You can practice wherever you'd like. The issue is you already know what you want to do. So now you want to go become a medical doctor though, even though you want to really practice integrative health. Well, you don't really need to go to become a medical doctor in order to practice integrative health. The difference is that you're not going to be a licensed medical doctor. Now, there are many people who want to become licensed medical doctors for many reasons. The prestige, their parents are pushing them in that direction. Everybody in their family was a doctor or whatever it might be. Maybe they feel they can get a lot more accomplished if they are a doctor. Listen, I get it. And that's great. Like, there's no reason why you can't do that. I have no issues with that whatsoever. I think it's fantastic. But I'll let you know right now, 2021, 2022 and beyond, all these years, like, we're in it right now that not only is there nothing wrong with online learning, that's where everything is going. Like, literally right now, we're in the middle of the pandemic, and look at all of the best schools. They're really all online. Harvard University, all online. We're talking about like all schools are online. You can learn online. I've been saying this for years, that schools set boundaries, right? Like, you have to be here on campus learning. Why? Well, I mean, why? Why can't we make the most of our time? Commute in an hour to class, commute in an hour back. Like, let's use that time to study, to read, or for community, for social. And then when it comes time to a residency, well, as a doctor, I'm a big fan of that, internships or residencies, so that you're actually learning from other doctors, you're meeting with real people. Like, for sure, I am a huge believer in that. I believe in a hybrid-based model. I believe in virtual-based learning so that we can bring the world together, that we can have a doctor or a teacher from Germany speaking for a class, one from Switzerland, one from the UK, one from the US, one from South America, one from Africa, like all over the world, right? Like, we can do that. I mean, we really can. So anyway, I think that's where things are going. I really believe that. It's what people want. So eventually, like, that's what schools are going to do. And I want to bring it back to you. Unless you really need to become a medical doctor, it's so much more productive, in my opinion, to, let me add a caveat. Medical doctors, we need medical doctors, right? We need medical doctors, absolutely, like, no doubt about it. We need people that do conventional medicine. Most people want a pill. That's the truth. People listening to this podcast are different. They want to get well. They want to find out the root cause. They want to heal from the inside out. Like, that's what they want. But most people don't. Like, that's just the truth. We need emergency medical specialists. We need people in the best of technology and pharmaceuticals. Like, we actually need all of those things. I don't do that, but we still need that for the rest of the world. So if you don't want to do that, like, if you want to do that, become a medical doctor. If you don't, why wouldn't you, let's say, take 1 year and become certified as a level 1, level 2, and mastery coach inside of the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute? I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't do that. You'd have the ability then to be a certified health coach, to be able to use labs, to be able to then learn the mastery part of it too, with getting clients more consistent results. I don't know. I mean, unless it's about the degree, that's the route that I would take, really knowing what I know now. Like, I mean, that's the truth. And then you don't have to deal with malpractice insurance as a medical doctor, all these different things. So hopefully that helps. Okay, I know that was all over the place there. Let's get into another question for today. Last one from Olivia. Hello, I was wondering if you could let me know what courses, certifications I would need to complete in order to be considered as a potential candidate to be one of Dr. Cabral's coaches. I have a very similar story, health derailed by long-term antibiotic use as a teenager, followed by long-term SSRI use. I've been on a personal journey of discovery for 25 years and have learned a great deal. Although I'm a qualified personal trainer and yoga instructor, my knowledge includes aspects of Chinese medicine, acupuncture, passionate about biochemistry, in particular endocrinology. I would very much appreciate some guidance on how to best optimize my knowledge so that I can serve others under the leadership of a physician such as Dr. Cabral. Healing myself and helping others understand their bodies in order to optimize health is my calling. Thank you in advance for your time. Best wishes, Olivia. Olivia, happy to help here as well. We are hiring all the time at Equal Life for our health coaches. We've hired 3 health coaches in the last 4 months or 5 months. But really, the way that you become qualified, I guess, is to become IHP level 2 and ideally IHP mastery certified. So those are all prerequisites. You have to know the protocols that I teach. You have to know the labs that we use. Work experience, of course, is great. But the truth is, too, we refer people, like everyone listening to this podcast right now, I refer over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org. right? So people can find someone in their locale to either meet with in person, they can work with virtually. We have thousands of certified health coaches over at integrativehealthpractitioner.org. So Olivia, that's what I would do first. And that's basically anybody that goes to that website knows that everyone who's listed there are practitioners that passed all of our exams. And there's level 1 and there's level 2. And this January, there'll be all the mastery students too that show all their qualifications. And so again, you don't have to work on my team. My team, like we're not growing the Equal Life Health Coaching team necessarily. What we're doing is we're growing the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. We're telling people from this podcast, from our community, to check out integrativehealthpractitioner.org because that is the thousands of certified health coaches that we are training to teach this mission, right? To teach people the de-stress protocol, to actually use our protocols. So hopefully that is helpful. And let's get in one more, just because I want to make sure I get 6. I always try to get 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, one more. So this one's from Aaron. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I'm a longtime fan of yours. I learned so much from you and your family. And my family knows you as my mentor. I went to see if your virus protocol is available, but saw it was taken down. I can't take the censoring anymore. Are you making this available through email? Thanks for all you do. Aaron, unfortunately, the FDA made us take it down. People don't believe, no, most people believe me, but some people don't, that on social media, I've been all but completely banned, like literally all but banned. Less than 1% of the people who follow me, basically on Instagram, see my daily post now. So if you follow me on Instagram, and I would love for you to, literally just type in my name, Stephen Cabral on Instagram, with a Stephen with a PH. And my videos, which were at like, so, you know, there's like, again, I don't know when you'll be watching this video, but if you watch it the same week, we have somewhere around 60,000 followers. You'll see about 600 people maximum get to see my video, maximum. And you can see if you go to my analytics, in March, there was just a complete fall off when I started talking about the virus. We were getting 5,000, 6,000, sometimes 20,000 views per video. And that just stopped within 2 weeks. And then it went down to like 300, 400. I mean, it was insane. So we just got completely what they call shadow banned. They'll never tell you. They just don't show you that your post, basically my posts don't show up in the 60,000 people that are following me right now on Instagram. So that's really challenging because I'm trying to get this word out. I'm not selling anything. I'm literally just teaching about health, wellness, all these things, and we're getting banned. So you can find me though on Instagram just by looking at my name. Make sure you follow, turn on the notifications so you do get my notifications. And then, of course, the podcast, you can always go to stephencabral.com/podcast every day. I'm on there. And then our YouTube channel is just my name as well, Stephen Cabral. So, Aaron, unfortunately, I don't have that protocol, but you can go back to previous podcasts and you'll be able to find it. And then also, I can't, we're not treating anything. I'm not saying like there's no treatment protocols, anything like that. But you can also go to Equal Life. It's EQUI.LIFE. That's the website. And you can just look at our immunity protocol as well. All right. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And of course, I appreciate your reviews, your subscribes, your listens, your downloads, all of those great things. And I'll be back tomorrow with another Cabral House Call. Ever wonder what the best sauna, blue blockers, sleep trackers, wake lights, salt lamps, or other health gadgets are? Or what about the top non-toxic mattresses, sheets, soaps, bath products, toothpaste, and cookware? Or would you like to know the cleanest choices for hemp parts, meal delivery services, supplements, and much more? I personally curated, researched, and now created a resource page of all of my top picks that continues to grow each week. These are the exact products I use in my own life, with my family, in my private practice, and they're the ones I trust. To find out all of my up-to-date recommendations and all the details, simply head on over to stephencabral.com/resources.